Hey guys, in this video I made a breadboard power supply. Its features are variable voltage, which means you can set different voltages for your projects. Here are the materials used, credits to Abzza, links down, description below. I started by dry fitting the components and marking holes for the drill later on. Take your time with this step as it's harder to make changes later on. I then started drilling holes for the switches to go through. I recommend wearing a mask with this step and doing the drilling outside. Take your time with this as the holes can be tricky to drill. Once everything looks good, I started soldering the resistors first and then the dip switch. I started with the smallest components first, which are resistors, then the dip switch, followed by the capacitors, LEDs, switches, DC barrel jack, and lastly, the transistor. Be efficient when soldering. A little bit of flux also helps, and make sure your soldering tip is well tinned. And here's how it looks like now. I used a glue gun to secure the switches and the DC barrel jack. For the next step, I started connecting the components. I started by connecting the positive wires first to all the positive terminals. It's really important to double check each step with the diagram to make sure you are properly soldering the connections with the proper connections. Take your time with each step, and I also recommend using solid core wire because it is very easy to work with. After soldering the positive connections all together, I then moved on to the negative connections. Ta-da! The blue wires are the positive connections and the orange wires are the negative connections. It was honestly a miracle that this worked first try, with only some minor changes had to be made. But yeah. So yeah, here it is. The variable voltage power supply. Here we got the option for 12 volts if I toggle this on. Actually, it's already toggled to 12 volts. And then if we look here, this one is set to 1.5 volts, that one to 3.3, to 9 volts, and that one's 6 volts, that 9 volts. And then this one is for the other terminal, that way, so that this terminal of the breadboard is powered on, as well as this one is powered on. I'll be using this power supply in my future projects. Thanks for watching, guys, and thank you again to Abzza for the guide.